I received information from my lawyer, Ron Coleman, regarding the requests that we've been getting from Alyssa Mercante and her law team, and the discovery, or at least partial discovery, that was allowed by the Honorable Margot K. Brody in the case of whatever the hell Alyssa is even suing me for still, which seems to change on a daily basis. But I guess it can boil down to harassment. I think, but I don't even think that's what they're focused on anymore, genuinely. But regardless of that, there is a request that we're getting right now from Alyssa's team that we have accepted, but I'm going to get into why and why this is beyond effed in the first place. I said this has crossed a line. Alyssa Mercante and her legal team are escalating their already invasive discovery demands and are now targeting my community directly. They are demanding information for every current and former member of my Discord, a server I rarely ever even participate in, which those of you who are in my Discord would know that, first off, I don't have time. I really don't. The only time I ever use Discord is if I'm too busy to stream. I will message and say, hey, I can't stream tonight, XYZ, here's why. And that's really, or I'll post an update as far as like something I'm doing, typically game related, with my life, with my personal life, just to let you guys know like what's going on with me. That might be like once a month, if that. And apparently just because I have a Discord and a community there, they want everyone's information now. What they are demanding includes Discord IDs, usernames, roles, past and present, phone numbers, email addresses, billing addresses, any other addresses. By the way, this is all in the documentation. IP addresses at account creation, last accessed IPs, boost history, and join and leave dates. I fail to see how harvesting private addresses, contact info, and IP data, unrelated community members, has anything to do with her alleged harassment claims. This is not narrowly tailored. This is a phishing expedition. My lawyer, Ron Coleman, and I are pushing back as hard as the law allows and are hopeful the judge recognizes this for what it is, a gross overreach and an abuse of the legal process. This case is already an expensive and unnecessary waste of money, but dragging my community into it is completely out of bounds. Unfortunately, Alyssa has shown repeatedly that she has no boundaries when it comes to attacking others from where she stands. Remember, this is the same woman that before she sued me, reached out and contacted my wife and DM'd her on Facebook and said very disparaging things about me to her, which is like, you don't go there. But this woman has no borders that she doesn't cross. No boundaries are too far for her. I'm limited on what I'm allowed to say at this time, but I feel obligated to keep everyone in the loop as much as I can. This is insanity. Her intent is to scare people away and destroy the brand I've created out of sheer jealousy. It won't work. It never will. This is the request from her law team for current and former of members of the Discord server bearing the unique Discord server ID, Smash JT Discord server, produce the users, and then all of these things. Not to mention the insane time sink that this is going to take to produce all this information they're requesting. And if I was the judge, I'd be like, what? For what? What do you need this information for? They're trying so hard to, I guess, establish jurisdiction to prove that there's a conglomerate of people or a congregation of people from the New York area in my Discord. I think that's what they're trying to do. That would be the only reason for it. But there's not. Like that's that, and they know there's not too. Let's be clear about that. This, to me, is a straight up phishing expedition for the sole purpose to scare people away from watching me or being a part of this. Because if they can get to me that way, they can destroy my brand, and then she can win. She can say, haha, he's not getting anyone anymore. They're all scared of him. I win. And I genuinely feel like that's what she's trying to get out of this. Savvy says, the hypocrite who contacted my sponsors. Oh, that's a great point. Alyssa Mercante contacted Madame Savvy's sponsors after she pointed out the hypocrisy of doing massive overreach on erroneous information. Weird. Yeah, she has no problem with that, by the way. No problem. Derek Anderson, scare tactics, afraid to face the music. It's the 9th inning of her career. She knows it, and she's lashing out. Like, what's next? Do they want your Twitter info and all your followers and non-followers info? Lol. I mean, you joke, but I wouldn't put that past them. That's my point here. Now, people might be wondering, why did you cave? Why did Ron Coleman and you decide to agree to this? And the answer is, I talked to Ron at great length about this because I had a lot of concerns with it, as Ron does as well. This is such an egregious overreach that he's putting his faith in the judge that they will obviously see that, and it will expose what Alyssa's doing right now, and the judge will hopefully put a kibosh on it and be like, "What are you doing? What this is egregious, a gross overreach, and unnecessary. Why are you requesting all this information to just prove jurisdiction for something that you haven't even proved a case for what you're even doing in the first place?" Because I don't want the judge to think that we have something to hide, because we don't. We have absolutely nothing to hide. But at the same time, I take the privacy of people in the community extremely seriously. And I'd like to point directly at Alyssa Mercante right now and say, this is all her, not me. I am doing my best to defend this and protect the community from it. There's only so much that I can do. This should infuriate you. It infuriates me. It infuriates, I've seen many people online. 8-Bit Eric was very fired up about this today. He was DMing me, very angry, and rightfully so, by the way. I've seen people in the Discord, because I posted this message in the Discord earlier today. One of the few times I ever use the Discord, because I like to keep people up to date on what's going on. It's not a good situation. It's something hopefully the law and the legal system takes into account. Jay Viper says, how is this not a complete overreach by Alyssa's slimy lawyers? They want a blanket dox of a Discord server. That is insane. There's no reason for it. These people need to be laughed out of the courtroom. It's clear they have nothing, and they are using lawfare to dox people. Not only are they using lawfare to dox people, but they're using lawfare to drain me financially. And they know that, by the way. The longer this drags on, the more money it costs. And they know exactly what they're doing. And by the way, yes, I just sent another check to Ron Coleman. And we are approaching close to $60,000 now of what I've paid. And this still hasn't even been accepted into court yet. One of her scumbag lawyers has openly admitted to supporting doxing people. He's a piece of actual garbage. I believe that's Lane that he's talking about, Lane Hayward. 8-Bit Eric. Alyssa Mercante's legal team is requesting private info from anyone in Smash JT's Discord simply for being there. Some members haven't said a word about her situation or this situation, yet their privacy is still being targeted. Everyone should be able to participate online without fear. Fucking wild. And he said, it's understandable to worry that it could end up in the hands of individuals with a history of targeting or harassing people who have criticized or spoken about her. Imagine someone like Airbagged being given your info after they get it, which would be my main concern as well. 100%. Now you say, oh, that's not legal. Alyssa knows not to do that because she'd get in trouble for it. So you got to trust her? Good luck with that, because I don't. Grums, the entire purpose of this lawsuit is to try to dox and intimidate as many people as possible to own the chuds and instill fear to silence legitimate discussion. This is, of course, going to be squashed by the judge. I hope until, like, as far as the legal system is concerned, until something actually happens, I don't get my hopes up for anything. None of the people who have been accused or named in the lawsuit, none of these people have been accused or named in the lawsuit, and they served it to the wrong party. JT does not have any of this information. Discord might and would have been the proper entity to subpoena here, which, by the way, I don't know if they're subpoenaing Discord as well, or if they're starting with me and and this is how the process works, where we have to say we don't have that, and then they go on to Discord. I don't know how the legal process works. I'm assuming that's what it is. But then again, I don't necessarily think her lawyers are the brightest bulbs in the world either, so who knows? But only for some. And they will just laugh at her because nobody has anything to do with this. I assume her lawyers are not that stupid. Again, big assumption. They just want a video and people spreading this out there to try to get people to leave JT's Discord and to be afraid. They know it will be squashed as overreach. Bingo. Nailed it. Gigabear, I need an invite immediately. Love Gigabear. He's hysterical. I quote tweeted but Eric. I said, they want you to be afraid, live in fear, and bow to the demands to assert power and control. This has literally nothing to do with harassment that she continues to claim. And here's the interesting thing. When 8-Bit Eric posted this earlier today, guess who replied? Alyssa Mercante. Eric, I know the law is hard for you. So here she goes, talking down to 8-Bit Eric like he's stupid. I know the law is hard for you, but I will literally, legally never be allowed to see anyone's details. I will not see any of this information. This is part of the jurisdictional discovery process, which may be true. I don't believe you. It's my right to not believe you, by the way. I don't trust a damn thing you do. How about that, Alyssa? So this is a trust me, bro, for someone who doxed me in the initial lawsuit and then had her orbiter airbag share the docs with the page that my address was on immediately to all of his followers. But we are to trust you that you're not going to get this information from your lawyers that are activist lawyers as well. Sure. Okay. Yep. Hey, Barrick, did I ever say you'd get it? Or did you just reveal that yourself? I said, imagine that info getting into someone's hands. I said that she might get it. Yeah, I said that. I don't trust her worth a damn. Also, thanks for the reassurance. I'm sure everyone's private info that you don't need for your lawsuit is totally safe with your legal team. And one more thing. It's strange how you block others from replying in your tweet threads, yet you're quick to show up in all our threads. Get real. Alyssa, Jeff's lawyer agreed to this. This is part of the jurisdictional discovery process. Okay, so sorry, guys, my bad. Now it's my fault that we are caving to Alyssa's demands to make sure that the judge sees that we are not a problem. And then the judge, we are hoping, looks at this as a gross overreach of what are you doing? Why do you need all that information? You want to get into every single person's personal life with all their information, docs everything, get it all out there? I'd like to think the judge looks at that and says, you need to prove why you need that information. I'd like to think that's how the court will operate. I am replying to you because every time you and your ilk spread lies about me and coded violent language, oh, you'd know all about that, wouldn't you, Alyssa? I get an influx of harassment. Holy fuck. This woman is so insufferable with this shit. It's exhausting. How the fuck does she live with herself? Imagine being the brain inside of that head, assuming she has one. I am attempting to mitigate that by harassing me, attacking me, using your orbiters to share my docs. You're mitigating that? Okay, gotcha. I got this email the other day. Do I blame you for it? It came after your last tweets about me. Where was coded violent language in my statement? I can't say it's wild your legal team is asking for that. You will not police my opinion. Business opportunity. If you drank yourself to death, do you think your dad would be relieved? It would probably be like when Tony Soprano killed Chrissy. It's putting down a sick dog. Wow. Imagine the harassment that Alyssa would claim if that email came to her. Weird. Ignored. I am simply setting the record straight. And as for the other record, You have sexually harassed me for over a year. You can't say that. Do you have like legal paperwork to state that as a fact? I mean, that right there is questionable language to be putting out there, to say the least. You could argue that's defamation by claiming someone is sexual harassed without any actual documentation or proof from the courts. I do wonder about that. I have reams of threatening messages that crop up after all you make content about me. Okay. And good luck. I hope you find peace. Is that coded language? Weird. Stop harassing me. Bitch, you are replying to him. Oh my God. I can't. I really struggle with this person. I said, Alyssa Mercante, who is currently suing me for harassment, doesn't seem to have an issue constantly bringing me up and harassing me. And as we just showed with 8-Bit Eric, didn't have a problem going at him either. This is the removing the post about the weirdo harasser because he gets off on attention. Thank you to everyone who reached out online and in person. I was at a watch party, this is during the Game Awards, with normal people, questionable at best, but it made me very uneasy and anxious, even though I'm at the Game Awards and she's at someone's house watching them on a TV. Again, how is it my fault that you feel uneasy about that? That's on you. This is someone who cannot take any accountability at all. It's always someone else's fault. Victim card played every chance she gets. At this point is defamation against me, which is what I posted here. I said, this is defamation at this point. She said, thank you to everyone who reached out online and in person. I was at a watch party with normal people, but it made me very uneasy. I bet. So yeah, to me, that's defamation. Sutter and Craig, protect his peers? Jeff doesn't work in the fast food industry. This is the second part of this incredibly concerning yet laughably pathetic behavior. Hope he has everyone he's attacked called slurs and accused of illegal acts who was in that room last night is okay. Jeff Keighley should protect his peers. So am I by default not one of Jeff Keighley's peers? I mean, I would consider myself a part of the game industry. I am a gamer. I went to the Game Awards. The Game Awards are supposed to represent what gamers care about. Why are you being the arbiter of truth and gatekeeper of who his peers are here? It's very strange. Alyssa replied, hi, Craig. I'm talking about the developers and voice actors who were in the theater that he has harassed and defamed. Thanks. Well, shit. That sounds like defamation because none of them sued me or won anything. You are making accusations about me that are not true. You have not proven to be true. That is illegal. You can't do that, Alyssa. This is plenty of ammunition, if you will, to be able to push back against her. But ultimately, at the end of the day, it comes down to a money and time thing. And it's exhausting. It's exhausting just to do this, just to try to defend myself. I couldn't imagine starting another lawsuit against her right now while I'm dealing with this. But God damn, am I tempted. I am very tempted the direction this is going. But that would take a disgusting amount of money that I do not have. I don't know where she's getting the money from to continue coming at me and drag this on for now over a year. And we still have not even been heard by a court yet. Just fascinating to me. And right now she's looking to, or her law team is looking to get everything information-wise from my Discord. And ask yourself, why would somebody want to do that unless they were looking to harass you? I'll leave that there.